Kunle and Musa, I know you guys have been watching a lot of movies about law. And now two of you have become pocket lawyers, teaching all your yard people about murder and the law that relates to it. Any small thing will happen for area, and I go begin shout, this one a murder case. But the truth is that it is not every homicide that is a murder case. There is something else in law referred to as manslaughter. So today let's take time to examine both murder and manslaughter. You remember our earlier gist on threat to life? If you don't remember, please go back and watch it, as it will help you to understand this particular one. Now here is the catch. When a threat to life is carried out, resulting in the death of someone, it becomes a homicide case. Homicide is quite wide and can be categorized into different aspects or categories. In the Nigerian legal context, homicide can be classified into murder and manslaughter, depending on the intent and circumstances. So what is the difference between homicide and murder? Let us start with murder. Murder is a more serious offense and typically involves the intentional killing of another person. Manslaughter, on the other hand, involves killing but without the intent to do so. For example, killing that takes place in the heat or in the spur of the moment. Sections 316 and 220 of the Criminal Code and Penal Code respectively provide the law regarding murder. For manslaughter, Section 317 of the Criminal Code states that a person who unlawfully kills another in such a circumstance as not to constitute murder is guilty of manslaughter. To expatiate on that position of the law, manslaughter is the unlawful killing that doesn't involve malice, afterthought, intent to seriously harm, kill, or an extreme or reckless disregard for life. What is the position of the law with regards to murder and manslaughter? Nigerian laws, particularly the Criminal Code and the Penal Code, provide the legal framework for handling both murder and manslaughter cases. Regarding the position of the law on murder and manslaughter, we will look at the ingredients that constitute this offense from the standpoint of the law. Let us start with murder. What are the ingredients for a charge of murder? Number one is that there is a deceased who is dead. Number two is that the death of the deceased was caused by the accused person. Number three is that the accused person must have intended to kill or cause grievous bodily harm to the deceased person. Let's also look at the ingredients for manslaughter. The first ingredient is that the deceased person is dead. The second thing to show is that the death of the deceased was caused by the accused person. And the third thing to show is that the death of the deceased caused by the accused person was not intended, was not intentional. Now let us look at them from the standpoint of punishment. When an accused person is convicted by a court of law for the offense of murder, in most jurisdictions, such an accused person can face a sentence which goes as far as the death penalty. Manslaughter, on the other hand, would have a maximum punishment of life imprisonment. So even though we are talking about homicide, which is death, it is important to know which is a murder and which is a manslaughter, because the behavior of the court towards both offenses differ greatly. So Barrister Kunle and Lawyer Musa, before you begin to make your next pronouncements, be sure to consult a lawyer.